Alright everybody, just a quick one. Oh, 36.9. I'm in good zone. It was just a quick one. If any of you out there watches this, right, just put McCrae, just type it in on YouTube, McCrae, our values, and put a face. You can put a face then, right? Do you know to the person who you hear me mention, £3,500 a week plus bonuses, that woman, and just look closely at what she says about care, you know, integrity, trust. Just have a look, and you can put a face then to the person who's in charge of it all, you know, in charge of, that Merrin, you know, council staff corrupt, you know, in charge of that Merrin, a couple more corrupt, in charge of all flood allegations, in charge of health and safety issues, and letting people off. You're a disgrace, lady. You can brazen face come on there and talk like you do, but it's not. Looking through you is so easy. They didn't announce a care in that speech what you made. Didn't announce an integrity, trust, nothing. You are an absolute disgrace. Wakefield Council, you have put them in worst position they've been in living memory, ever. You have let things go. I mean, this fraud being committed, corruption, the vast amount of things, and you talk about the respect for people and, you know, respect for each other and all them kind of things. Hold on a minute, Will. You talk about decency and, you know, understanding. You talk about people who care. Yeah, that's what people who care, you know. Thanks for all the work, you know, what you get of certain people, you know. And, you know, them kind of messages, you know. Then people who you throw under the bus then, do you know why you throw them under the bus? Just to save your face. Just to hang on to your £3,500 in your bonuses. And people around you. People around you shouldn't be scared of you. There shouldn't be retribution. Young engineers in there don't even come forward because of retribution. And I've even told, for anybody listening on this, there were one young woman in there, she didn't even want to go into work, and I even told them about that. She didn't want to go to work. And do you know why? She hated it that much. She didn't even, and this were in land drainage, them who I worked under. They wouldn't listen to, and she was quite a nice woman, to be honest, you know, she was alright, but they wouldn't listen to her or they rid her. It was, you know, it was sad that she was telling us, you know, me and the people who work for me, she didn't want to go into work. That's your caring counsel, McCrae. That's values you own, McCrae. That's retribution that goes in your place, McCrae. Don't you dare sit on it. You sit there at town hall and tell people that you absolute disgraceful woman, and £3,500 you get paid a week, and you've been in public sector all your life. Well, I'll tell you what, people in Wakefield the public of Wakefield don't want you in their sector. They're going to want you out. You cannot just escape the facts of all this. Do you know what you're going to try and say? Well, we've said a couple of people got in slight trouble. No, it's not good enough. They committed fraud. These people committed huge acts of, you know, bad behaviour, corruption. It's like unreal what you've let go, and the people around you. And then you have a person like Julian Marshall, solicitor, try force a way through this. And do you know what's the sad thing about all this? Every step you've took has been on backs of hard-working people of Wakefield. That is what you should have come on and said, on backs of people of Wakefield, hard-working people who pay the taxes to you. On their backs you have forced your way through this best you can, using public purse, not your money, their money. You wouldn't even dare fight a case like this in court. You wouldn't dare. You're a disgrace, lady. No ifs or buts. No ifs or buts. There's no nice to come on and sit it, and that's why I said to all you people who watch, put it on Mary McCrae, our values, and you tell me yourself, and you've seen all these videos of mine, you tell me this. Is that the boss you want running our council? Is that the person you want to pay $3.5 grand? And how do you get work-related bonuses for this happening? Anywhere else would be sacked. You'd be kicked out. And that's the other thing why I said to people, all these committee meetings and that, yeah, it's all too cosy. It's all too cosy with you all. You know, you're like that, aren't you, all of you? You stay in power because you look after me, I'll look after you. You know, all that business. Yeah, we know all about that. I've just got a quick one. This is for public who don't know. Highways England, they basically look after basically all England, all roads and all sorts. And they own land, adjoining motorways and all that. So this is basically for somebody at Highways England about a job I did, so you have to bear with me with this. A lot of people might not know about it. Why does it concern people? I'll tell you. A chap called Colin Goodwin, and I'm going to send this to you, Colin. I did a job at Spitlardwick Lane for you a long time ago. That Nick Follague were in charge, as you know. It was to clean a dyke out, it was about 40 grand or something. Now he told you, didn't he? He says, you own, it's called riparian, you own one side of dyke, because it's your land, and other person owns other side, half a dyke each, that's how it works. He wrote to you and told you, if you pay, the other side's going to pay. That never happened. You pay, not other side, you. Rest assured. And I mean, do I need to lie about that? Ask for paperwork. Ask to see other person's payment. It didn't happen at all. Who paid it then? And this is for all you again, taxpayer. This Follague told a senior person at England, Highways England, that he had got the money sorted by the other party and he hadn't. Do you know who paid for it cleaning? Public. Did you get asked? No. It wasn't for you to pay. Yeah, I'll show you this in a minute, but it wasn't for you to pay. And you might say, well, it's only 18 grand or something. Again, how many chairs could you have put round areas for old people, 18 grand? What could you do? Could you put that into community somewhere? So basically what happened, you've got a lying engineer, senior again, from Land Drainage, tells Highways England boss, this dyke needs to be cleaned, got to be cleaned, and you're paying half, other person's paying half. Other person didn't pay Colin. So, just to show you, I mean, I'll show you a letter you sent, Colin. Bear with me, public, because this is more for Highways England. This is what I sent to them, Colin Goodwin. This is also what I sent to them, Colin Goodwin, from Highways England. This is also basically what you sent me, Colin Goodwin. Other parties what to pay. Does it not say that? Other parties what to pay. Well, they got nothing off any other parties. They tell you that's how you pay. Public don't get to know anything about anything like this, but basically, rest of bill will put on taxpayer again at Wakefield. Is that any good to you, Mary McCrae, or doesn't that matter either? And just to get to this job, Colin Goodwin, basically what happened was, it was a long stretch of dyke, overgrown and that. And do you know what they did? They come to me, they said there's about a metre, up to a metre of silt, up to 1 metre of silt in this dyke. Can you give us a price? Now let me tell you this, when you take a metre of silt out of a long dyke, a long stretch, it's a lot of ground it goes over when it's spread out. And anybody who lives down there, where I did job, will tell you how much silt there was. So I looked and I said to them, have you done a depth gauge of what silt? With a rough idea, but yeah, we have. They hadn't done it, right? So I priced up for that. And I just says to my son, and do you know why they didn't do it? Idle. They were too idle because it were overgrown and to get on trees and a bit mucky, idle. So I said to my son before we did job, I said, look, me and you will go down this dyke. I said, it doesn't matter how hard it is, we'll do it, we'll gauge it with silt, I said, and see where we come out. I said, and do it up to a metre. So we went a metre all the way through dyke and it brought us out to culvert at the other end, just into bottom at culvert. I said, well, that must be it. When I got to the other end, when I'd done job, this Nick Fothergill says, oh, you haven't took enough out. I said, I've took up to a metre of silt out. So he questioned it, this, that. I know I had. You know, I'd done my job, I know that. So he come back at me and says, you haven't gone far enough down, you need to go 2 metre. Now let me just tell you this. The difference between taking 1 metre of silt and 2 metre of silt out of a dyke is about 20 grand. I priced up for 1 metre, so he tried getting to me then saying, you haven't gone deep enough, Bert. I had the email off him up to 1 metre of silt, and all because they were too idle to check it, then they realised when I'd done it, it wanted 2 metre of silt out. So basically what you've got, Mr. Colin Goodwin, if anything happens down there, if any flooding occurs in future, basically they've lied to you, just so you know, they lied to you. From off the line. That dyke basically needs another metre of silt taken out of it to get to right depth. So for England, Highways England, and I think you're someone of integrity, as they say, and someone high up, they've done you. They've done you good style. So you basically, they had the money out here. They had money out of Wakefield taxpayer, which they shouldn't have done. And then basically you're left with a dyke that's still potentially for flooding. It ain't got no storage capacity or anything really. It's just a mass, more silt. I mean, it makes sense. If they'd have said to me 2 metre of silt, I'd have took 2 metre out, but they said up to a metre. That's what the spec was, what I got, up to a metre of silt. And it might sound notes at public, but rest assured it is. When you've got a senior engineer in land drainage telling Highways England that other parties are going to chip in to do it, and it don't happen, and they know it was never going to happen, and they get Highways England and taxpayer to do it, it's wrong again. But this is what they were doing. Anything they wanted, they would do. And you had people like Graham West, their superior, you had Brian Thomas, contracts manager, they didn't give a chuff about they just let them do anything. They're not fit to hold the office they do, Graham West and Brian Thomas. And Mary McCrae knows that, because she's not fit to hold office as well. So I just thought I'd show you that, Colin Goodwin. I'm going to send you the link to watch it, and then you'll know. But as I said, ask to see paperwork, who else paid for it. Poor taxpayer of Wakefield. And you. And ask yourself what happens if you have a flood, and it just, because it's a bit thingy down there, a bit dicey, with water. And they're building housing estates further up. Last thing you want is somebody coming at you, innit? And you saying, well, that dyke was clean. It wasn't. It wasn't done properly. And that wasn't on my fault. That wasn't my fault at all. I did what I was told. And if I hadn't done what I told, I'd have been sacked, wouldn't I? To be fair. Let's be fair about it. They knew I hadn't. Do you know what they actually did? They sent 2 engineers. They sent 2 junior engineers down to measure depth what I took out. Because they come unstuck anyway, because I won't bang on with it, with my levels and everything. So yeah, this is the horrible people they are. Absolute horrible. I don't know if you read on this. Hold on, let me just show public this one as well. Read this at bottom of here. This one another this Nick Fothergill's. This is how good them engineers were, this Nick Fobbigue here at Bourne. It was down a place called Broad Meadows at Outwood, down there. I'm not going to say which house it was, obviously, but anyway, down there, there were a garden, big wall. Many years ago, when housing estate were built, drains had been put in, and I found this out after going on with it. Drains had been put in. But what they do when they're doing these sites, well, they compact land, and they must have had an 80-ton down roller, you know, banging 80 ton of pressure down. And the ground was so hard, it was just like stone. But what had happened was, there was something, and it was about 11, 12 foot down. And it was in this garden. You couldn't get to it with a digger. You had to go up wall with ladders and start digging down through this stone. And anybody will tell you, digging 12 foot down to find a pipe. Anyway, lads were at it, and all has to be pretty wide, doesn't it, you know, when you're going that far. This Nick Fobbigue, I'll take responsibility. I said, it wanted whalers in big proper steel whalers to foot ground. It was that bad, but it was all handball. So I was shoring it out with timber and everything going down. And you know, I couldn't believe this, right? This Nick Fobbigue gave us three different locations to dig. You imagine digging through pounded stone, 12 foot. This is our, you know, pudding heads they are. 3 different locations, 3 men digging, like, you know, to find this pipe. Anyway, we got to it, and what had happened was, they just buttered 2 pipes up whoever'd done housing estate years ago, just like that. You know, no manhole and no bends, and they were just buttered up like that with some stone thrown over. And this is another thing, when these housing estates are built, there's usually what you call an RE on site, you know, a registered engineer, to look over these things. So how they got away with it, I don't know. Anyway, job was this. Get to the pipe, dig round it, put a concrete base in and bring it up as a manhole. 20 grand of taxpayers' money to put a manhole in that garden. And the bloke who lives down there, if he ever sees this, he'll tell you that. 20 grand, do you know why it was 20 grand? 3 different we've cameraed it. I said, look, why don't you let me do it? I says, I can go straight to where it is. No, not your job. This was this Nick Fobbigue and this vulture at Danny Chapel. Not your job. I said, yeah, but I says, you've given us a location here. I says, and digging down 12 foot to find a pipe through stone ain't no easy task. I says, no, give us another. Not there. It took them 4 attempts, camera in, to just find it. But then 4 attempts were 20 grand of taxpayers' money again. And do you know who bothers about that? Nobody. Don't matter. It's only your money, it don't matter. People above don't say anything. You're Graham West, you're Brian Thomas, they just sit back. And do you know what it is, what I've told you all the way through, all the complacency and ignorance? I'm alright in my job, you know, I'll just write a few bits in office, get, you know, all that. Let people run amok, do what they want. They're a disgrace, is Wakefield Council. When this is over, this coronavirus, I'm going to show you more things what you won't believe. My sons are going to be out there, who both know all jobs and everything, taking pictures all over. There is untold things what it's cost taxpayer what it shouldn't have done. You won't believe some of the things. Yeah, and then you've got a chief executive says, oh, everything's alright. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. You don't even know what goes on in your own building. You're a useless person who don't deserve that money. Nor do people around you. Nor do investigating team. And then you've got people like that Glyn Humphreys now who's in charge of what? Street scene. I bet they're alright with you, aren't they, Humphreys? I'm one at lads, I'm one at mates. You're a pencil pusher. Who couldn't do out, you can't do out, Humphreys, you're a pencil pusher. Who stuck up Mary McCrae's arse, basically. Grovelling, like you all do, grovellers. Don't upset Merrin, don't upset her, she wants to be gone, get her out. Merrin. Corruption, spending taxpayers' money. There's no wonder, of course you want to get rid of me. Is that good for public though, Merron? You know, somebody who worked hard on behalf of public, somebody who were all safe for public, somebody who genuinely thought about public, people who genuinely help the public. Is that nice to do that to all them people? All you care about is your world you live in and the money you get. Nothing else. Don't try to tell people different. We're not fools. We're not stupid. Your reign is coming to an end, lady, I'll tell you that. You may sit there and that smirking. But as I say, that smirk's slowly coming off, innit? You're a disgrace. And the public will get to know every single thing of everything area. Everything. But yeah, you saw that, didn't you, Colin Goodwin, how you've been ripped off, had over. Make sure the housing estates, what they're building further on, if any flooding, when water backs up, make sure you're not liable with what's happened here. And if you want to speak if you want to meet me down at John, you know, I'm prepared to meet you. Because them clowns in there, rest assured, none of them can override me with what I know about things to do with flooding at work I've done. None of them. They've got brains. And other thing is, they're not just, whatever I say on this camera is true. There's no lies what I say on this camera. None. Right, take care, people. As I said, a lot of that was for Highways England, but it also just demonstrated again sheer waste of taxpayers' money. Sheer waste. Get taxpayer to pay it. Who's going to ask any questions? Nobody's going to ask the questions. Shouldn't MP for Ponty be saying, how come taxpayer paid for that when it should have been landowner? Isn't that one for you? Is that one of yours, Spittle Hardwick? Isn't that one of yours, Cooper, Yvette Cooper? I'm sure it's one of yours, that, innit? Your taxpayers been paying for big drainage, big dikes cleaning and that when they shouldn't have. Another for Yvette Cooper there. But anyway, probably not the questions you like asking, is it, Yvette? I dare say. Too much like hard work. Right, I'm going. Take care, everybody. You can go your own way, Mary McCrae. Can go her own way as well. She wants to be gone, doesn't she? What a fiasco. Do some work for me, mate, a few $100 grand. When I say about cash for cameras, there wasn't no camera. He didn't actually buy them, people. Do you know? He didn't buy no